Hi everyone, welcome back to MAD. Today we have Devita with us. She secured an all-India rank of 17 in Electronics and Communication in GATE 2020. Devita, a very basic background about yourself, like from where you belong and from where did you did your bachelor's.
I am from Patna, Bihar. I completed my standard 12th from Patna itself from St. Joseph's Convent High School. Then for BTech, I went to Kolkata. I completed my BTech in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering from Institute of Engineering and Management, Kolkata.
Okay, sure. Thanks for that. Okay, so let's start the interview. My first question: why did you
Yeah.
even thought of giving gate? So what was your motivation of preparing for gate and not maybe like not doing an MBA or not preparing for any other examinations? Why gate?
Uh, from childhood, like it was my dream to land up into a research job, research field.
Hmm.
So when I went to my college, I was not in a very good college. So the companies which were visiting during I mean the companies which were visiting a college in campus placements, they were not good enough and they were not belonging to the core sectors. All companies were belonging to IT sectors only.
Hmm.
So I wanted to be in a field where I would be using my engineering degree at least. So
Hmm.
that is why I thought that I had to go for higher studies. So GATE was only the option, and it has many opportunities also.
Understood.
So that is why I chose GATE.
Understood. Okay. So basically, you wanted to be in the technical research oriented jobs, and
Yeah,
getting into ITs and IC is something that will help you achieve that, right?
yeah, and getting into the research field as well.
Understood. Understood. Okay. Now, next question. Uh, Now you thought of giving GATE. What was the year that you think someone who wants to crack GATE should start preparing from? Is it like third year, final year? So first, you can tell me about your path, and then what would be your recommendation?
My path was that during my first year, I came to know the howabouts of my college. That I mean, core companies were not recruiting from my college. So at that, in the first year, first semester itself, I decided that I have to go for GATE.
Mhm.
So now regarding which year will be good for starting, I think second year is very good. It's a very golden time for starting the preparation for GATE.
Okay. Do you think like second year, because it's a subjective question, every topper has a different view. Some kind of start in third year, some even start in final year, some start in second year.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
is second year something like too soon? Because what happens is sometimes the students start taking pressure right from the beginning. Because from my experience,
yeah.
I did GATE in third year because at that time it was valid for 2 particular years. So I did GATE in third and final year. I started preparing in third year starting. So what are your views on that? Like how difficult it is? Does it require 3 years of preparation or 8 months of preparation is fine?
Uh, I mean, starting the preparation from third year will also be fine.
Hmm.
But when you start from, I mean, now the scenario has changed. Now you can give GATE in the third year also. So starting from the second year will be a good thing. But I think starting from second year is a very good thing because there are certain subjects which are common in semesters and which are common to the semesters as well as GATE syllabus.
Hmm.
So when you are studying in the semesters, then you're studying that particular subject not only according to the semester perspective. So that is a good thing. You'll be able to complete at one go, not like for once for semester and then again for GATE. Because usually what we do is that we don't study properly for semesters. We just give semester anyhow and just try to get I mean proper CGPA.
Correct.
But if you are studying it for the semesters, then study it for GATE from the standard textbooks, even if you haven't not taken any coaching.
Understood. Okay. Now I would like to learn that you are from electronics and communication. What books you would suggest that these should be mandatory books, and then what are the important subjects for EC branch?
Books, I would suggest that for analog electronics, one should go for Cedra Smith definitely. Then Donald Neiman for solid state devices. Then Valkenburg for network and Sadiko also. It's a very good book for even if you solve all the examples. Even if you don't go for solving the exercises, just examples will work.
Mm-hmm.
Then for signal systems, Oppenheim.
Mm-hmm.
Then control, I just refer to the coaching notes, and digital also just coaching notes. Uh, so uh, I mean these four subjects are very important: analog, EDC,
Mm-hmm.
then signals and systems, as I mentioned, and network theory. And one more, EMT is also very important.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
EMT, you can go for Sadiku. Sadiku is also a very good book.
Understood. Understood. Any other subjects that you would like to highlight at this point apart from these subjects?
Yeah, certain subjects like control, digital, and maths. These three subjects are very easy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you complete these three subjects, then it will be very scoring.
Understood. Understood. Okay. Now coming to the coaching part, like, did coaching? The first question, and second thing is, yes, from where? If not, what are your views on coaching scenarios?
I went for coaching from fourth semester
Okay.
in Made Easy, but I would suggest that going to coaching is a good thing, even if you can't go attend coaching offline, because if you're in college, you'll have to attend it on weekends. So weekends batches are like they'll take 300 students together and they'll teach you 8 hours continuously. So that is a thing which cannot be handled by most of the students. Even sometimes it was very monotonous for me also,
Mm-hmm.
but I had to do it because uh, attending 8 as online lectures was not possible for me. But
Mm-hmm.
now in the present scenario you have to go for online, so I think you can go for online. Attending coaching is a good thing. Basically what they do is that they channelize the syllabus. They will teach you what you have to I mean what you will be getting in gate. So
Understood.
I mean if you're studying for, yeah, they channelize the syllabus. They give you this materials which will be structured particularly for gate only. So that will, I mean, yeah.
So it might kind of save your time and it would kind of channelize
Yeah.
your preparation in a right path. Okay, so that's good. And coming to the test series, so as you mentioned, you joined Made Easy. Is there any test series that also you did? If yes, how many full length tests did you give?
Our test series are the most vital thing, I would say. I went for Made Easy test series and ACE test series, both. Uh, Test series are very important because what is, I mean, in test series you get to know where you stand, because some of the test series like Made Easy, they're attempted by most of the gate aspirants. So you'll get to know where are you standing. And second is thing is that you get acquainted to all the mistakes you can do. So try to do all the mistakes which you can attempt there in the test series itself. When we go for attempting the test series, we face this resistance that I know I should be completing this 100% of the syllabus, then only I'll go for test series. But this shouldn't be the case. When you're done with 70%, start attempting the test series. uh, uh, like m- various types of mistakes I used to do myself in the test series, like mistakes in units, then mistakes in typing the answer in the answer box. I used to miss the decimal point. So and then again the silly mistakes. So if you're acquainted with all the mistakes, so you won't be repeating them there. So try to attempt all the mistakes in the test series only.
Understood.
This is
How many tests, full length tests did you give?
uh, I used to do a lot of I mean I used to do a lot of mistakes. So it took me around more than 50 full and test series to reach a good level of accuracy. So it depends from person to person.
Yeah, now I want to learn that when you are in the examination hall and giving the examination, what was your strategy there? For example, you get stuck in one particular question. How much time did you took there before skipping it?
There are two types of questions. One type of questions are 1 mark and the other one is 2 marks. So I never spent more than 1.5 minutes for 1 mark questions. If I was not able to solve them, I used to go to the second questions. But I took all the questions in an ordered way.
Mhm.
If I was not able to solve one question, then I went to the second, then again third, but in an ordered manner. Now, if continuously I was not able to solve 2 to 3 questions, then I used to start from the bottom, but again in an ordered manner, not haphazardly. Because if you attempt the questions haphazardly, this will create unnecessary confusion, and I mean, I used to get panic if I used to attempt the questions haphazardly. So it is a better way if you attempt the questions in an ordered manner. And for 2 marks questions, you need to give a bit more time because uh, they are more conceptual. So, but not more than 2 to 3 minutes, not more than that.
Understood. Okay, okay, sure. Now, so for example, if someone says that, okay, he is not able to do coaching, is it okay? Is it sufficient that someone can prepare by their own, and it's not mandatory to have coaching? It's not mandatory to have test series. Are these just the kind of channels that will guide you and help you prepare more, but it's totally okay if you do everything by your own? Is that the case?
It's okay when you start the preparation on your own and when you study on your own, but it's not okay if you don't go for test series.
Mhm,
You have to go for test series. Even if you are not able to pay for the test series, there are certain open test series, open free test series
mhm.
like Creatrix, so you can go for that. But taking coaching for the preparation is not necessary. I have seen I mean, certain students getting rank under 50 with their own preparation. So one thing is that when you have to prepare on your own, when you don't have to take any coaching, start the preparations very early, like from the second year itself. Make notes from standard books, solve previous year questions, then uh, uh, solve test series as when you're done with the concepts, developing concepts in each and every syllabus, and start solving the previous year questions of the different subjects.
Understood. Okay. And now coming to the selection of the institute after getting gate rank. For example, you have chosen ISC Bangalore, right? So what was
Yeah.
your criteria of choosing ISC versus different IITs? You might have done your research in this field of electronics and communication. So just highlight a bit about that.
Uh, there is not much difference in the top 3 to 4 IITs, I would say.
Mhm.
It is just that I heard that IISc is much more research oriented, so that was only the reason I went for it. Otherwise, in terms of campus placements, academics, professors, I would say that all the top 3 to 4 IITs are same.
Understood, understood. I think on a lighter note, I think I've mentioned to you that only thing is you won't get the internet there in IC Bangalore in hostels, so you have to go to the lab. So I think that might be a pushing factor for people to work more in the labs, whereas in different IITs you generally get the internet connection at your hostel also. So yeah, that's there.
Yeah.
So now coming to the final tips for the students who are in their second year or third year and preparing for GATE in EC. So what would be your generalized tips for them?
First of all, develop good concept in each and every subject.
Mhm.
Concept shouldn't be half baked knowledge. It should be concept in depth. If you are solving the question, then you should solve it completely, not like till half and you think that you'll okay, I'll get the answer. It shouldn't be like that. Solve it completely, because in the test, in the actual exam, you have to solve it completely with additional pressure.
Mhm.
So that is the thing I would suggest. And after completing the concept, you have to solve, I mean, many questions. Like when you're done with developing the concept, go for 50 questions per day. Initially, it will take some time. Like you won't reach this threshold. Uh, um, it will take some time to reach this threshold. So if I mean, if you're solving questions daily, then you'll reach a point that you'll be able to solve 150 questions per day. So solve as many questions as you can, and you shouldn't revise notes all the time, like turning the pages and revising the concepts again and again. You should revise the concepts from solving the questions. When you're solving the questions, just get stuck at a particular point, then you can refer to your notes of that particular theory. So revision of notes should be from solving the questions. And if you solve questions, then only you understand that whether you actually understood a particular concept or not.
Understood.
So
Understood.
solving questions is the most important thing, and then again solving questions in test series.
Sure. Sure. Thank you, Divita. Thank you very much for sharing your views and for the aspirants who are preparing for electronics and communication branch for GATE. Nice talking to you. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you get some insight, and please share it with your friends that might be helpful for them if they're preparing for GATE. Thank you very much.